Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, November 18th, and I am in the middle, this much in one book, which is Fool's Fate, which I definitely intend on finishing this week, hopefully in the first half of the week. And I was also reading another book, which was Alien Clay, but I actually already finished it today. I actually read most of it, of what I had left, which was, I was like 39% in, and I actually listened to most of what I had left while I was at work, like in the cell culture, because, I was just doing stuff with my hands, so I was listening to something. So yeah, that's what I actually read most of it. And that book was a sci-fi book, and it was one of my anticipated releases, actually, even though it had been out since March. It's now November. Yeah. So in that book, we're following Arton, and he was a professor, and he was also in prison. He was sent to the planet Kiln, which acts as a prison, because he was part of a rebel activist group that was against the Mandate, who were basically like the people, the political group, whatever, that was in charge. And yeah, he was part of like an activist rebel group that, was not successful in what they attempted to do, and they were caught and they were sent to Kiln, to prison. And in Kiln, basically, there are like some buildings, some structures that were not built by the humans, like they were already there when the humans got there, and they had like writing on them. And the leaders from the Mandate, they want to know like who built that, because they built that and they vanished. And the humans want to know who did that, because it doesn't seem to have been like any of the sort of animals that live in Kiln. So they want to know who's responsible for that. And so the people tasked with finding that out are the prisoners, because a bunch of them are actually scientists, including like Arton and his group. And they are investigating, they are sent out into the planet to explore, and the wildlife in Kiln is definitely very dangerous. And there was actually someone that was infected with something from like the Kiln wildlife, and she kind of like lost her sanity, lost her mind, lost her humanity. So, dangerous. They were scared of being infected by that as well. And they also wanted to, like I said, find out who had built those things and written those messages that they couldn't decipher either. And I really, really, really liked it. It definitely was wild. It was crazy. I feel like these authors' books, I've only read 4 with this one, and the other 3 were like part of the same trilogy, but they always have like a crazy intricate plot. But I really, really love them. I've only given like 4.5 and 5 stars to these authors' books, so absolutely love them. They're always kind of like mind-blowing in the best way possible for me. So yeah, this one was no exception. Like I really, really, really loved it. And I also really like the way that this author like tells stories. I absolutely loved it. And the main character was definitely not like the nicest person. He didn't like actually do anything bad, but definitely had like some dubious thoughts. He never acted on them, but his thoughts were not of like the nicest person. But he was definitely like a very cool character to follow as well. And yeah, I really, really, really liked it. I think I'm gonna give this one 4.5 stars. I don't think it gave me like the 5-star feeling, but I really, 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 really liked it. And so yeah, that's definitely a great start to the week. And Fool's Fate, I'm actually loving as well. The last third that I've read, so good. I am absolutely hooked. I'm obsessed. I will probably still read a bit of it today, even though it's already 11, so I'm not entirely sure. I won't read much, but I still want to read a little bit. Probably, we'll see. I'm a little tired, so I don't know. We'll see. But I definitely want to finish this soon as well, because, like I said, I'm loving it. And I also want to read this week The Only Survivors, because that is my book for November, for like the Buzzwordathon challenge. So yeah, I want to read that book as well. And if I have time, I also want to read, or at least start, another one of my anticipated releases that I still haven't read, which is The Weavers of Alamaxa, which is fantasy. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read as much this week, because I am gonna be hanging out with my bestie either from like Friday to Saturday or from Saturday to Sunday. We are gonna watch Agatha All Along. Finally, we're finally gonna watch it, because we decided that we're gonna watch it together. But then like our schedules weren't aligning ever, and this next weekend is the first time we are like both free to hang out and watch it, and I am so excited for that. So yeah, it's gonna be super fun, but I'm probably not gonna be reading as much as I would if she wasn't here, obviously. And I am definitely behind on my reading goal, so I should be focusing on reading, but you know, it's supposed to be fun, so I'm not gonna force myself to read. But yeah, those are my plans, my reading plans, and my other plans. Also this week, there are like 3 master students of like my lab that are like presenting their thesis. So that's crazy. It's like one of them is tomorrow, the other Wednesday, and the other Thursday. So that's happening. So definitely part of my, plans for this week is to be there to support them. And yeah, that's it. Those are my plans. That's everything I think that I wanted to say in this intro. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but I might be, because my brain isn't braining that well. But if I do remember something else, I'll just tell you later, I guess. And yeah, I think that's everything. So welcome to the vlog. Hi, hello. It is Wednesday night. I am very tired, but I do have reading updates. First of all, I have made progress in Fool's Fate. I have this much left, which is like 85 pages, and I had every intention of finishing this tonight. But like I said, I am so tired that I don't think I would like appreciate this book enough with the very little brain power that I have. And I mean, I feel like the big part of this book, like the climax, has finished, but there are still some things that are unresolved. So, things are still gonna happen, but I feel like, the big climax part is over. And honestly, like, this book was, I mean, I haven't finished it, but like what I've read was so good. And like, I have felt like every feeling with this book. I've been happy, I've been sad, I've been like honestly heartbroken twice. One of the times, like, things got better, but like the other thing did not get better, and it will never get better because someone died. And I am not okay. And once again, like, the main character, like the way that he acted after that, not like, towards that person, but towards someone that is like related to that person, like, I did not appreciate. But then like someone called him out and he was like, you're right, this is not like the way I should be acting, and he changed his behavior towards that. But his first instinct was to act like that way, and I did not appreciate that. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's so good. And actually, like, we got a lot of action, like more than I was expecting, and we also learned a lot. and we also had like some great character interactions and also like learned more about some characters. And yeah, like I'm really, really loving it. And I did really mean to finish this tonight because I mean, I only had like 85 pages left, but I truly am really, really tired. So I decided to finish the other book I was reading instead, which was The Only Survivors, which I did just finish. Like before I turned this on to film, I like just finished that book. And that one was a mystery thriller, and we were following a group of like 7 people, but like the main character whose POV we're following most of the time was Cassidy. And I don't really know how many years ago. I mean, I just finished reading the book. So I'm just gonna say 10. But I could be wrong. I am probably wrong. But they were, I mean, there was like, firstly, there was a group of 9 of them that were like the only survivors of like an accident when they were in a school trip, and like the vans that they were on, like they crashed, and those 9 people were the only survivors. And I think it was like the year after the accident, or at least like still like pretty close to that time. The one of the people from the group actually died as well, and now this year, like in the present, another person of the group has died, so they are now 7. And every year they come together to remember like what happened and that, you know, they're alive. And they, like this year specifically, they get a message, and like specifically the main character gets a text calling her to like that place, and she thinks it's like from one of them, but she actually finds out that it wasn't. And they all like have been contacted by someone who wants to learn about what happened like that night of the accident, because there are secrets, and you know, there is someone stalking them. And like I liked it, but I didn't love it. Like I never felt like I was, you know, that like hooked into the story, and you know, I wasn't like that invested, but at the same time, like I was invested enough to like want to finish it fast, to want to know what was happening, because that's the thing about mysteries and me. Like even if I'm not loving it, or like even if I'm not like really liking it that much, I still read them fast because I still want to know what happened. You know, like I still want to find out. And this was kind of the case. I mean, I was enjoying it. It's not like I wasn't, but I wasn't like, you know, absolutely loving it. But I still obviously wanted to learn what actually was happening and who was behind it. And I actually did like the like reveal at the end. And I mean, there were like 2 reveals. There was like the reveal of like who was after them, and also the reveal of the secret that they still had from, you know, that night however many years ago. I mean, there were like actually 2 secrets. One of them was revealed, and the other was revealed like just to us, the reader, and not to like everyone else, which I also did enjoy. So yeah, overall I had a good time. I did enjoy it. I think I am gonna give it, I think probably 3.5 stars, around that, because yeah, it was a fun time. Nothing like crazy, utterly insane that it was like best thing ever, but it was a good time. It was a fun time, and it was something good to finish now tonight when I didn't have, you know, enough brain power to finish Full Spades. And yeah, that is what I have read since the beginning of the, I mean, I also read the other book that I already talked about. But since I last talked to you, this is what I've read. And other than reading, 2 of my colleagues, like the master students, already presented their thesis, one yesterday, one today, and they both did great. And tomorrow we have another one presenting. And today I had like that class that I've been having. Yeah, tomorrow I have to recruit a patient actually for a study tomorrow morning, like so early, like way earlier than I usually go to work, and I am dreading it. Not only because it's early, but because I hate talking to people. That's the worst part. I hate talking to people. Like I don't want to do it. I really don't, but I have to. But like combining the fact that I have to talk to someone and the fact that it's super early, terrible mix. So I am not excited for that at all, but once that's done, the worst part of the day is over. So yeah, I mean, that's great because you can only go up from there. So that's exciting. And then yeah, I have like the group meeting, and then on Friday, yeah, I do have like a bunch of lab work to do. And then after work, I am meeting up with my bestie, and I don't know if we're gonna like go like eat something like just after work somewhere and then have dinner here, or if we're gonna come like straight here. I don't know. But yeah, she's gonna sleep over from Friday to Saturday, and we are gonna watch Agatha All Along and probably eat pizza, which I am very excited for. Very, very, very excited for, because we've been wanting to do this for weeks, like literal weeks, and it's finally happening. So extremely excited for that. And I was gonna say surely, but like I was also sure that I would finish it today, and I didn't. So I will probably, most likely, finish this tomorrow. I will definitely try to finish this tomorrow. That is the goal. And I will start probably the Weavers of Alamaxa. And if I don't start it like tomorrow or like Friday before I meet up with my friend, I will start it during the weekend for sure, because that is the next book that I want to read. So yeah, those are the plans. Finish this, start the Weavers of Alamaxa. Honestly, like ideally, I would finish it on Sunday. Weavers of Alamaxa. Is that doable? I'm not entirely sure, but like, ideally it would happen. I would do it, because once again, I am behind on my reading goal, and I'm also behind on reading my anticipated releases, and I'm gonna film a video about them, like what I thought of my anticipated releases, and therefore I need to have read them. And I still have to read 4, I think. Let me just double check that, but I think I still have to read 4. Yeah, I have to read The Weavers of Alamaxa, I have to read Blood Justice, I have to read Mirrored Heavens, and I have to read Ghostsmith. So that is 4 books that I still have to read, and they're all fantasy. So like I don't want to read them just back to back, because I'm also going to be reading other fantasy books just, for myself. So it's gonna take me still some time. So I would like to read The Weavers of Alamaxa like as soon as possible, so I can move on to the other books. And yeah, that's it. Those are the plans. And I will talk to you either like Saturday night or like Saturday late afternoon, like after my friend is gone and I'm all by myself, or Sunday, because I am gonna film the intro and outro for Fool's Fate on Sunday. So I don't know. I will talk to you at some point during the weekend. Hello, I've just finished filming all that I needed to film, and I do have reading updates because I did finish Fool's Fate. I think I had like very little to go, and I finished it. I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I really like all of the action that we had in this book, and also like all of the things that we learned about the magic and some of the characters that are connected to the magic. And like I really, really love this book. I just didn't love the way that it ended. But like otherwise, I did have a great time with it. Like I was so obsessed with it, like with everything that was happening. Like I was stressed. I was feeling all of the feelings with it. But yeah, I didn't like absolutely love the end, especially like the like the last paragraph. I didn't like it. I didn't love it. But overall, I had a really good time with this book. I mean, I did suffer with it a lot because like characters died and were tortured and went through a lot. But as a book, it was great. I did really, really like it. And I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. And then I started The Weavers of Alamaxa. I got 50% in. And I'm also really liking this one. So in this series, or duology, we follow two characters, Nahil and Georgina, and they are both weavers, so they can like control elements. Nahil is a water weaver and Georgina is an earth weaver. And Nahil, like she, in the beginning of the first book, just really wants to go to the academy to learn how to use her powers, but her family doesn't want that. They want her to marry a guy called Nico. And Nico is actually in love with Georgina, who, like I said, is an earth weaver, and her powers are like very, very strong, but also kind of uncontrollable. Like she doesn't have control over her powers, which is obviously very dangerous, very destructive. But Nahil does end up agreeing to marry Nico because he agrees to, sign like a permission for her to go to the academy. And like she doesn't care that he's in love with someone else because she just wants to go to the academy. So they do make that deal and they both like get what they want basically. And Georgina is actually part of a women's rights group called the Daughters of Izdahar, which is the title of the first book. And so, they are, fighting for their rights. But then they also start having to fight other people from like another place, another city that doesn't like weavers. They just want to kill all the weavers. And so they also kind of have to, fight for their lives. And book one ends with one of our main characters in kind of like a good position, a good situation, and the other one in a really, really terrible situation. So in this book, we are seeing how they navigate that, how they deal with the situations they were put in, especially, the one that is like suffering in a really shitty situation. So yeah, we've already gotten like a lot of action, and we also like gotten like the more development on the powers that these characters have. And yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm having a great time with it. I am kind of, scared and nervous to see what is going to happen to them, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time, and I do plan on finishing it tonight. I have, like I said, 50% to go, so I think I will probably be able to finish it. I would really like to. And yeah, that is what I've read. And I also had a great time with my friend. We did meet after work on Friday, and we were supposed to, like get out of work and like come here. We actually decided to go like eat pancakes like right after work, but she had actually forgotten her clothes, her bag with her clothes and her things to bring here at home. So we did eat pancakes, but like in a place close to her house. And then we went to her house to get her things and to obviously see her cat. And that was great. Actually, like I'm glad she forgot her things so I could see her cat. And then we did come here. And like actually, like while we were having dinner, we were watching The Winx because we felt like we would need all of our brain power, all of our focus to watch Agatha. So like while we were eating, we were watching The Winx. And we also we almost finished season 4 because we also watched it yesterday while we were having lunch. But then we did watch Agatha All Along. Like we binged it until like 7:30 a.m. Yeah, we went to sleep at 7:30. That happened because like we don't just watch it, like we pause it a million times to comment, to do like in-depth analysis. So we take a while to watch it, but it was so good. Like we loved it, and I am like absolutely obsessed with the song. Like I knew I would be because I had heard bits of it, and like I knew I would be absolutely obsessed. But I am in fact absolutely obsessed. And I'm also absolutely obsessed with Agatha. Not like the show, the character. I mean, the show and the character. And yeah, we already want to rewatch it. and we also want to rewatch WandaVision, and it was so good. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. And also, she had like a mental breakdown while we were watching. It was like after episode 3, like in the beginning of episode 4, because I don't know if you've ever watched the like that interview with Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield where she can like not form a sentence. That was my friend trying to like ask a question, and it was so funny, and like we were delirious. It was already like, I don't know, 3 a.m. maybe. And yeah, we had like a mental breakdown, but then we were fine and we finished it and we had a lot of fun. And we went to sleep at 7:30 because like, why not? And then we woke up at like 3 p.m. And so we had lunch at like 4. And like our sleep schedule is now completely messed up and we have to work tomorrow. But it was absolutely worth it. It was definitely worth it because it was so much fun. But yeah, now I'm here and I will edit my video for the Fool's Fate, which I was like, at this point, I was supposed to have it like uploaded and ready to go. But like I said, my sleep schedule is absolutely messed up. So I woke up at like 2 and yeah, it's like 5 now or almost 5. And I will edit it and upload it at some point. I want to have it done at like 8. I mean, like, want it like uploaded at 8. So yeah, I do need to go do that. And then, like I said, I want to finish this book and I will talk to you tomorrow to wrap up this blog and hopefully to give you my final thoughts on this book because, like I said, I want to have it finished. Okay, so I am here to wrap this vlog. It is Monday night and I did finish The Weavers of Alamaxa and I really liked it. And honestly, like there were some things that happened that I really did not see coming. Like they took me by surprise. Things that happened to some characters that I was shocked by. But I did really liked it. I like that there was like a lot of action, and I saw like some reviews saying that, you know, this book was like a lot of action and it didn't have enough time with like the characters to like get to know them better and just spend time with them. But I didn't feel that. I felt like there was, yes, a lot of action, but also there were enough moments just with the characters to like get to know them and to, you know, see their friendships, relationships, whatever develop. So I did really enjoy it. I thought it was great. I also did really like the way that it ended. I mean, it was definitely like a bittersweet ending in a way, but I feel like that was to be expected from this story. So I thought it was a really good ending for this book. And yeah, I had a really good time. And I think I'm probably gonna give it 4 stars, which is the same that I gave to the first book. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that's it. Since yesterday when I talked to you, that is it. That is what I've read. And honestly, nothing else has happened, I don't think. Not very eventful this last 24 hours. I mean, more than 24 hours, because it wasn't this late, I don't think, when I talked to you yesterday. So yeah, that's it. And so this week I finished Alien Clay, and I also finished Fool's Fate. And then I read The Only Survivors, and I read The Weavers of Alamaxa, which was 1,191 pages, which I am very happy with. I have been reading like more than usual these past few weeks, which I am very happy with, and also very happy with the books that I read because I really enjoyed all of them. So all in all, a very successful reading week in terms of the amount that I read and in terms of like my enjoyment of what I read. So yeah, I am very happy with it. But I think that is everything for this video. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!